All right, let's begin our class today for strategic management. I hope you are aware of that this is a strategic management class. And let's just have a quick recap of what we studied last class, right? So in our last class, we had a continuation of the external environment analysis, right? What we studied was industry analysis, and we also studied strategic group and strategic group mapping. So before we proceed, because this was our second step, the first step was strategic intent. The second step was in the formulation of strategic management process. The strategy formulation is the third step. So before we start with the third step, which is strategy formulation, there are some topics that we need to understand that we will be studying today. So in our last class, we completed the industry analysis and strategy group mapping, which was a part of the external environment scanning, right? So today we are going to cover two topics. One is Porter's generic strategy and the next one is competitive advantage, right? So our class that will be for Porter's generic strategies first, and then I can give you a small break for like 5 to 6 minutes, and then we can start off with the competitive advantage. So basically we are covering two topics of the syllabus today of strategic management. So like I said, today we'll be studying about the Porter's generic strategies, right? Why do we need Porter's generic strategies? That's one important agenda. We'll have an introduction, right? Why do we need Porter's generic strategies, and what all do we need to, what are the generic strategies of Porter, as in what are the subheadings? Like we have cost differentiate, we have cost leadership, we have differentiation, we have focus. Then we'll study all the three of them under the heading of the Porter's generic strategies. So without wasting any further time, let's start with our class today. All right. So, so the topic says Porter's generic strategies, right? If you remember in our class, when I was talking about the 3 levels of organization strategies, do you all remember the 3 levels of organization strategy? We talked about the corporate level, we talked about the business level, and we talked about the functional level strategies. I very well remember the example that I gave you. If Amazon is introducing Amazon Prime, or is it want to introduce a new level of business, if it is introducing Amazon Prime, if it is introducing e-commerce of Amazon, or it is using the Amazon Fresh, then the corporate will decide which level or where we have to diversify ourselves. That's corporate is going to divide. Businesses, individual business heads will take care of. Like, for example, I gave you the example of Tata. Remember, Tata is a corporate and it has got different strategic business units. Like we have Tata Jewelries, Tanishq, we have Tata Motors, we have Tata Hotels, we have Tata Fertilizer, business level strategies. And then we have functional level strategies, what we call as our HR functions, our marketing functions. So when we talk about the generic strategies come under the heading of the business level strategies. These strategies are called as generic strategies. These are our grand strategies. Big level. The business level strategies are called the generic strategies. So what the generic strategies are doing? The generic strategies are providing us direction for organization, to compete and beat the competitors and attain competitive advantage. So these are what the generic strategies provide us. So from these generic strategies, the one that we are going to study is the Porter's generic strategies. From the generic strategies are those strategies which provide us direction, as in how do we need to compete? What strategy can we apply to compete? So that we are going to study through the Porter's generic strategies, right? Now, Porter's generic strategies will tell us how do we gain the competitive advantage. So Porter's generic strategies will let us know. I told you, generic strategies help us to give direction to the organization, to beat the competition, and to attain competitive advantage. So basically, Porter's generic strategy is a way through which we can attain competitive advantage. Helps us gain competitive advantage. All right, helps us to gain competitive advantage. Now, when we talk about the Porter's generic strategies, here we are going to talk about firstly the scope. What is the scope of Porter's generic strategies? Scope means we are talking about the customer, right? We are talking about the customer base or or where we are reaching, which is divided into two fragments, that is a broad market or a narrow market. Right? A broad market or a narrow market. Narrow market is something which is a focused or a specific market. This is the scope of Porter's generic strategies. Now we will talk about the source of Porter's generic strategies. Source. The source talks about two types of strategies that we are going to use. One is cost leadership, and the second one is differentiation. Cost leadership means that you are becoming the leader of the market through the cost, and differentiation, you all know, that means uniqueness. Right. So let's start with the Porter's generic strategies. This was the introduction. First of all, draw the diagram that I'm drawing here, and then I can start explaining that to you. Or we just don't require it. First of all, please draw the diagram, everyone, and then I'll start explaining. The scope is here and the source is here. Scope is on the y-axis and it is on the x-axis, right? Now you see, when we are looking at the broad market and we are providing a low cost, we are looking at the broad market and we are providing the low cost, that means that we are going for a cost leadership. When the broad market is there and we are doing differentiation, then we call it overall differentiation, as in we are taking a differentiation strategy. When we are, looking for a smaller segment of market or a narrow market and the cost is low, then we are focusing. Focus means the narrow or the niche markets and we are focusing with the cost, right? And when it comes to differentiation and narrow market, we call it as differentiation focus. So are you able to understand this diagram? Now we'll quickly take one each. We'll talk about cost leadership first. We'll talk about cost leadership first. We'll talk about overall differentiation. We'll talk about cost focus, and we'll talk about differentiation focus, right? So basically it is only three, right? Cost leadership, differentiation, and focus. The focus is then divided into cost focus and differentiation focus. All right. So let's start with cost leadership. Cost leadership. Cost leadership means lowest price provided for a broad customer base. Right. So when can we use the cost leadership? So cost leadership, there could be now it says, please look at the diagram. The Porter's generic strategy says that in order to achieve the competitive advantage, the company or the organization has to go for any one of the strategies, whether it is a cost leadership strategy or it is a differentiation strategy or a focus strategy. But if you try to use all those together, then at times what happens that you get stuck in the middle. So what you have to do is, from all these three strategies, what suits the best to you, you have to take one option and use that strategy for yourself. If you say that I want to be a cost leader also, I want to be a differentiation leader also, I want to focus on the niche market and be a cost focus, or I want to differentiate to a specific segment, then what you do is you're stuck in the middle. Why you stuck in the middle? Because there's a chaos that happens, right? So to gain competitive advantage, an organization has to opt for any one of the strategies. If you try to choose, multiple strategies, then what you do is you get stuck in the middle. So it is always good to take one option as a strategy, one at a time. So cost leadership strategy, which means the lowest price provided for a broad customer base, right? For a broad customer base. Now what I'll tell you is, when are the situations then we can go for a cost leadership? Situations that can be used for a cost leadership. Number one, when price competition among rivals is vigorous. When price competition among the rivals is vigorous, that I am providing at 95 and they are providing at 96, 96 rupees, any budget. What if I suddenly, drop my price to 85? Then I become a cost leader because my product is used by broad customer base. And what I have done is I have lowered my price, 85 rupees. Now for 85 rupees, imagine how many customers would be willing to go. They would be willing to stand in queues to take my product, because you understand it is for a broad customer base, which means that it is a very generic, it is a very general, common used product which is being used, right? So when price competition among rivals is vigorous, right, very, very tensed, very intensified, then we use the cost leadership. Or when the product of rival are very much identical, and suppliers are readily available. See, here we are talking about identical, because had it been a differentiated product, my product is different from theirs, then people would find some attribute in my product and some attributes in their product. But here we are not talking about differentiation. We are saying the products of the rivals are very similar to mine. That's when I can use a cost leadership. The third is similarly the same way, when it is difficult to achieve differentiation. Also, one of the chances wherein the cost leadership can be taken care of, when you know that your product is in the market and a new product comes and the switching cost to the new product is really less. Right. And similarly, like I am selling a product for 100 rupees. A new competitor comes and that also person, changes or provides its, product for 100 rupees or maybe 102 rupees. And the customer can try that product, if, the switching cost towards that product is less. You don't have to, from your own you do not have to pay more or any extra amount to use that product, right? Then you can go for a cost leadership. When buyer incur low cost in switching their purchases from one seller to another. And similarly, when newcomers or the new firms use, because Jio did the same thing. When Jio came into the market, it started with a very low introductory price. It first initially only gave the SIMs for free, and then it started using 99 rupees for activating. So that's also a cost leadership. When newcomers use introductory low prices to attract buyers and build a customer base. Right? Cost leadership. So these are the situation, or this are the conditions. We will say that these are the conditions. These are the conditions, or this is the environment when an organization opts for a cost leadership. When an organization opts for a cost leadership. Now, for these this cost leadership to be achieved, the company has to use different ways to accomplish it. How can you be a cost leader? For example, I am selling Lay's packet. The manufacturing cost for a Lay's packet is 5 rupees, right? And I'm selling it for 10 rupees. So my profit margin is 5 rupees. 10 minus 5, 5. But you see, if I have got a smooth process wherein there are less number of mistakes, the efficiency is good, then the product cost in manufacturing the Lay's packet would be lesser. Suppose it is for 3 rupees. And I sell it for 10 rupees. So you see, the profit margin is 7 rupees. I have also become a cost leader by lowering the cost, and also I have attained high profitability. So this is one of the examples, and I'll tell you with these examples as in how we can accomplish the cost leadership. The first is, what we can do is we can perform value chain activities efficiently. Efficient use of the production, wherein the labor cost, the labors are working very nicely, the production machines that you have got are good, and they produce at a very effective rate. Your distribution channel is very smooth. In these cases, all those value chain activities, from starting of the buying that particular value chain activities, are those activities which are used from buying the raw material till that is delivered to the customer, right? So maybe you can reduce your cost in the good material at a reduced cost, as in you have bargained with your supplier. The machines or the technology that you are using, it is very efficient, that you require less number of human to operate those machines, wherein now your labor cost is saved. Now you do not have to pay much to the labor. There you have reduced your price in manufacturing the product. So you need to perform value chain activities efficiently. Wherever you feel that the amount or the cost can be reduced to gain a higher profit percentage, you have to do that. So perform the value chains efficiently. For example, like you have used a new technology which has reduced human effort, which means less human labor. Or you operate like the whole year, operate the whole year, as in you have got a full capacity. Remember this example, that you have a Lay's packet, you were selling it for 5 rupees, the manufacturing cost, and then the 10 rupees be your the price cost. Here the profit margin is 5 rupees. But what if you perform the activities very nicely, wherein less human labor is required? You have got a good technology. The supplier that is providing you the packaging of the Lay's packet is good at a very low cost. So what you have done is, in your value chain activities, you have reduced the price, and the reduced price is 3 rupees. Manufacturing cost, you again sell it for 10 rupees. Profit margin here is 7 rupees. So you have become a cost leader also. You've become a cost leader, 10 rupees. You have reduced your value chain activities amount. You have reduced it. You have started performing the value chain activities efficiently. And then also you are gaining the profit. Profit means that you are gaining the advantage, competitive advantage, making your market presence, right? Secondly, what you can do is, you can similarly increasing increasing the profit, like I told you, increase the profit by reducing cost, as in revamp overall value chain, right? What you can do is you can move towards the online market also. Or if you find that, you know, if you relocate your manufacturing site to a different site, which is a example, these are all examples of reducing the cost. So reducing the value chain cost so that it works efficiently and you become a cost leader. Thirdly is similarly gaining market share by lowering price and then penetrate the market. Suppose the cost everywhere, the cost of Lay's packet is 10 rupees. Now, when I said that you were manufacturing it for 5 rupees and you were selling, like everybody was selling for 10 rupees, then you have a profit margin of 5 rupees. Now imagine, even if you manufacture it for 3 rupees, you know, 3 rupees by efficiently working on your value chain, and you even sell it for 9 rupees. Here also the profit margin is of 6 rupees. So gain the market share by lowering the price and then penetrate the market right? This one was the cost leadership. Also, what skills you need to have to introduce the cost leadership? Number one, you should have a sustained capital investment. Sustained capital. You should not be in losses, that you do not have money to utilize in the market. You do not have money to give it to your super suppliers. So there should be a sustained capital investment, which means access to capital. Value chain activities, which means you should have a process engineering skills. You should have an intense supervision of labor. Have you heard of Six Sigma? So organization, Toyota was the one, I think, that you use Six Sigma for the first time. So Six Sigma is, 99% your product is defect free. So when your product is defect free, 99% times it is defect free, it means that eventually if there is any mistake, then you have to incur cost if there is any mistake in the product. But if you are using Six Sigma, right, Six Sigma during your logistic, wherein there will be no defect. No defect means that you are not incurring more of the cost. Motorola, yes, Motorola. And other ways, I think you have also heard of Kaizen. Kaizen is also one of the technique that you can use. Kaizen is also one of the technique that you can use. So what is Kaizen? It is a Kaizen means that continuous improvement. Continuous improvement so that there is no chance of any kind of mistake. You have got an effective logistics system, and then you can, if you have a continuous improvement in your value chain, then there will be no mistake, no extra cost incurred, and then you can achieve the cost leadership, right? This is cost leadership. So we have come to know which are the situation, what is the environment where we can use cost leadership, the chances or how we can accomplish the cost leadership, right? And what can be the skills required for the cost leadership. Also, I wanted to tell you that cost leadership is something which is not forever, because it can be imitated. Maybe I have, I have reduced my cost. Maybe somebody has known what is the technical skills required, how the process engineering skills, they know how it can be imitated. Then cost leadership is something we have a risk on, that it can be imitated. I am not able to hear. Elsa, can you please, is everybody else able to hear? Because I think there might be some problem with your end, as in your headgears maybe. If others are able to hear, they can write yes, please. Are others able to hear? Elsa, I would request you to log in once again, right? Log in once again, and then you might be able to hear. Right? So what we studied today in the cost leadership was what is cost leadership? What are the conditions of the environment when we can go for a cost leadership strategy, and how can we achieve the cost leadership, right? And what are the skills required for cost leadership? Like I mentioned, there is a risk with cost leadership because other companies can also go for imitation of cost leadership. Now we have the second one, that is called as differentiation. I hope everybody knows what differentiation is. Differentiation is when we are using some kind of uniqueness in our product. When we are using some kind of uniqueness. Or maybe we are doing some kind of innovation through the research and development. We are we are producing some high quality or premium, making it like customized or premium products. Customized and premium products. Customized and premium products, if we are making according to the needs of our customers, which means that other rivals are not offering, like differentiated product. That's how we differentiate ourselves. We have got a uniqueness. We have done a lot of innovation and research and development, and our product is catering to the broad market. Here we are talking about the overall differentiation in the product, right? Customized premium product for a premium range of customers, for a premium broad range of customers. So here even if you does not want to say customized, but you can say is a premium product. You can say it is a premium product. Not customized, we'll say. Customized, we will say it during the focus, but here we'll say as the premium product, how we have used a differentiated overall differentiation, a uniqueness, a innovation from our rivals, right? Now we'll see the environment and conditions. Environment and conditions which are required for the differentiation strategy. Yes, Raju, you can ask the question.
Ma'am, previous slide, if you can show it once.
I think I've erased it, no?
This
one?
Yeah, the differentiation, ma'am.
Differentiation. Okay, I'll just write it once again for you. Okay, so differentiation means when we are looking for a unique, our product is unique, or it is we have innovated a new product through innovated new product through research and development, or any premium, or premium means a high quality product. All right. That's differentiation. Now, when what are the conditions? What is the environment in the industry that we can go for a differentiation strategy? Let's look at that. So differentiation strategy can be used, number one, when there are many ways to create a difference for which we can have a value. And when we can have, when buyer have different needs and there are different uses of the product, right? Secondly, like I have everybody was making face washes. Example, everybody was making face washes. Now, if I make a face wash, which can be used as a body wash and that can be used as a hand wash, then you understand this product is catering the different needs of the customer. The needs are 3 different needs, but with one product, I am catering to all the 3 different needs. A different company, suppose my rival is only giving this face wash that can be used for face purpose only. And maybe it cannot be used on the body. Maybe it is not for hand. But now I have decided, my product is going to be differentiated and it will cater all the 3 needs of the customer from one product. That's how we have a difference. When buyer have different needs and the product that we are making is catering to all the different needs of the customer. Also, when we can use is a different strategy is when technology is fast paced and competition rapidly revolves around evolving new product features. Here we are talking about new innovation. For example, if you see when how Nike came into being, there was a lot many shoemaking company, like we had Puma, we had Reebok, we have Skechers now. Now, why Nike was differentiated, how Nike differentiated? So Nike realized that all the athletic shoes that are being made are quite heavy, and when people run, they don't require a lot of load in their feet, right? Because a heavy shoe will have a lot of load and which will decrease your speed and you will not be able to run fast. So Nike applied a differentiated strategy. Nike produced a shoe category which is called as Nike Air, the most lightest shoes, so that the athletic people can buy those shoes. Nike Air, which is like very light. That's how Nike came into differentiating itself from its rivals, because all other shoes, I don't know about the other shoes, like what if the sole is so hard, but Nike Air, you will not find it for Reebok Air category of shoes or Puma Air category of shoes. It's only the Nike Air category of shoes because it came into being reflecting the need for the athletic people, the sports category of people. Heavy shoes actually reduce your efficiency. They decrease your speed, and that's why Nike differentiated itself. Similarly, if you see, we talk about Walt Disney, which has got different characters for the entertainment. Now Walt Disney is catering to each and every. Walt Disney is creating to children. We have Pokemon, we have Tom and Jerry and other characters. And when we come to the adult category, if you see adult category also, we have got those I don't remember what you call them, but we have those Batman, Superman, right? So Walt Disney is also catering to the different needs, right? And into the entertainment market, catering to the different needs, and its characters are used by characters are watched by even the adult category of people also and the children also. So all unique cartoon characters, right? So this is a differentiation strategy. This is what we call as differentiation strategy. How we can achieve the differentiation strategy? How we can accomplish the differentiation strategy? We can accomplish the differentiation strategy. See, you have produced a differentiated product, but that product is not going to work until and unless you market that product, right? So in order to accomplish the differentiation strategy that you have used, you need to market that product. You need to promote that product, not only just creating it, but marketing also and promoting also. So strong marketing abilities, higher quality. Like I said, innovation, it should have a creative flair, which means a creative way. When we say innovation, it means you should have a absolute good capacity of R&D, and you should make a better brand value through high quality products, a better brand value through high quality products, right? So here also we talked about what is differentiation strategy is, what in which environment or conditions we can use a differentiated strategy, and the skills required, or how we can accomplish the differentiation strategy, right? Now, the third one that we will be talking about is our focus. Focus means when we are focusing on a particular segment, when we are focusing on a specific market. This is a focus strategy. Focus strategy means that we are looking for a particular niche, which we call as a specific market or a specific segment. Here we also have in the focus strategy, we have a cost focus and a differentiation focus. Cost focus means low cost type of product that has a specific need among customers. For example, Oyo hotels. So Oyo hotels caters to the middle. Oyo hotels does not have a high price, right? Now that they have started using the Oyo townhouses, but initially how Oyo was established, it was a cost focus. It focused on the middle income group people, where it was catering to the hotel needs. Because if you see the Taj, if you see the Crown Palace, right, all these have got a higher side of the version, right? Higher price is being taken by all those hotels. But when we say cost focus, we take the example of Oyo, that it was catering to the only the middle income or a lower income people. It has Oyo Spot On, which starts with rupees 200 only. Then we have Oyo normal ones, which are for the middle age group. And at times they are also giving Oyo townhouses, which is also for a middle income group, which is around for 1,000 or 1,500 rupees market. So it is focusing on the cost focus. For differentiation is like, you know that 90% of the people in India are right-handers, only 10% people are differentiated, right? People are those who are using a left hand. So there's a company called as Lefty. That is how it has differentiated a product. It has only Consider whom? Those 10% specific people, 10% people who are left-hand users. Because if you use a scissor, when we put our fingers in using that scissor, it can only be used by right-handy. But this lefty organization, it caters and it shapes the scissor in such a way that the left-handers can use it. So differentiated, how we are focusing on only the particular segments. That is like differentiated. We focused only on the lefties. Cost focus, we only focused on the middle income group, right? Example, it means unique service in specific market. Here it is the customized product. You see, example, lefty, it's a scissor company. Also you see differentiated, Mercedes-Benz. Everybody can't own up Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz is only segmenting the premium customers who have got a high range of income. Example, Mercedes-Benz. High income group. Cost focus, here it is, like we are OYO rooms. Less price, middle income. And we have different other examples. For cost focus, you can apply a cost focus strategy only at times. This is already generic, okay? It can be applied when you have less competitors. How many good Mercedes-Benz or high income group cars are there? Mercedes-Benz, we have BMW, then we have Rolls-Royce, like 5 to 6 companies, not much competitors, right? When we have less competitors, when we have limited or specific segment, like I said, high income group. And you can't just jump on the customized. Firstly, you need to make a base for yourself for the broad market. When you have gained a lot of competitive advantage in the broad market, then you try differentiating. That's when you do the focus differentiation. First broad target and then focus differentiation when you have lot of money to be invested. Or at times the opposite of it, that when you are not able to cater the needs of a broader group, you look for a smaller group, right? You look for a smaller group, which means perceived that less profitability because not covering broad market, right? So this was all about the Porter's generic strategies. Very easy topic, but an important topic when we talk about the examination. Today, we understood that the Porter's generic strategies help us to gain the competitive advantage. How to gain that competitive advantage? We can gain that competitive advantage through 3 ways. Either it could be a cost leadership, or it could be differentiation, or focus. Focus means that we are focusing on a segment, on a specific segment, on a niche market. This focus is hence divided into cost focus and differentiation focus. See, when we are looking for a low cost and a narrow market, low cost providers, narrow market, then we are cost focus. When we are looking for a differentiated product, when we are looking for a differentiated product and specifically for a specific market, then it is differentiation focus. When we are looking at a broad market, when we are looking at a broad market and providing low cost, then we are becoming the cost leader. When we are looking at a differentiated unique product for a broad market, then we are calling it as a overall differentiation. These Porter's generic strategies come under the business level strategies. Generic strategies are those strategies which help the organization to provide them a direction so that they can beat their competitors and gain the competitive advantage. So basically, Porter's generic strategies are helping us to gain the competitive advantage. What is competitive advantage? Competitive advantage means that you are gaining the market presence, you are gaining the market dominance, and you are beating all your competitors and rivals. So this was Porter's generic strategies. Any question before we move to the practice questions? Please let me know. Also, I told you the stuck in the middle part, you have to choose between any one option, right? If you try to make a chaos and you try to opt all the three strategies once and for all together, then you get stuck in the middle. So Porter has advised that you should take the one best option for yourself so that you don't get stuck in the middle, right? So any questions before we move to the practice question? I would want to answer your questions if you could not understand anything in the Porter's generic strategies. Questions, please? Today Aditya is not here. Okay. All right. No questions. Then I want each one of you to answer the practice questions, right? The practice questions could be used not only through the things that I've taught, but please use your common sense also. I have taken some questions maybe that I have not shared the knowledge with you right here in the particular class today, but these are the questions that you can answer easily. Please use your basic common sense to answer these questions. I have used some questions that might sound or you might find them a little difficult, but they are not difficult. They are very easy questions. When it comes to the subjective part of the question paper, this is more than enough for writing any answers of Porter's generic strategies, right? Okay. In Porter's generic strategies model, a focus strategy involves, I want answer for each one of you. Focus strategy involves, tell me, when do we use a focus strategy? When do we use a focus strategy? When do we use a focus strategy? Good. Yes, we use a focus strategy selling to a narrow customer segment. Which of the following is not Porter's generic strategy? Fast answer, very easy question. This question has been repeatedly asked in papers. D, very good. Okay, read it very carefully. Which of the following best describes the strategy of differentiation according to Porter's generic strategy model? Answers, everyone? I think you people have not read the You people have not read the question correctly. This question I was talking about. Rashmi, you are absolutely correct. The answer is B. The answer is B. See, when the products are perceived to offer great satisfaction, I told you that there are things that they will try. What happens is in the question paper, they try to attain and they try to come to know the knowledge that you have, not that something that you have, you have done the ratification and you have learned it. No, you have to apply your knowledge. Here it says when an organization, product or services offer features that are not offered by competitors' offerings. Read this. When the products are perceived to offer greater satisfaction and for which customers are constantly prepared to pay premium price. I said premium, right? Remember this? And is not offered by other rivals. Not offered by other rivals. Premium. Premium, high quality product. Premium, high quality product for which the people are able to pay a heavy price also. So here it says greater satisfaction and premium price. So in these notes also add differentiated or unique product, add on a differentiated or a unique product. Here add on a product that can offer greater satisfaction and for which the customer can pay a premium price. This was one of the reasons that I have kept this question and I did not tell you when I was teaching you the differentiation. This was the reason, so that you use your common mind also. In fact, if there are some points, because understand there would be multiple points that we can't gather, right? So what you have to use is a simple common sense, right? But here, please mention a differentiated product is a product which is unique, which provide greater satisfaction and a premium price. It is very important. And that's why I brought this point to in front of you with the help of a question. Understood, everyone? Okay. Greater satisfaction, differentiation. Right? Differentiation means greater satisfaction, premium price, innovative product for which people are ready to pay a premium price. Right? Okay. According to Porter, if an organization does not feature either a cost leadership strategy or a differentiation strategy, they are very easy questions, answers by everyone. They are B. Yes, they are stuck in the middle. They are stuck in the middle. Okay. When the organization requirements advocate tight cost control, frequent detailed controlled reports. Please focus on tight cost control, detailed control reports, structured organization and responsibilities and incentives based on meeting strict quantitative target, then it is called. Please answer correctly. It is just talking about tight cost control. Answer should be given. It is not talking about any narrow market, only tight cost control. Here, do you think there has been no use of the word narrow here or niche? No use of these words. Only one word is used, that is tight cost control. The answer should be D. Let's see. D. Very good. Ithumati, very good. Overall cost leadership. Here, had it been that we are focusing on a narrow segment, we are focusing on a niche market, then the option could be a then the option could be then it could be focus strategy. Here the answer is so simple. We are only talking about a cost control, which means overall cost leadership. All right. This was all for the Porter's generic strategy.